What it do, what it do, what it do, y'all. We back here again. Start some more game on the ground for them Hungry Hounds. He just got the pound and are ready for the next round, man. As you guys already know, make sure y'all tap that screen as y'all are coming up in here, man. We back at it to spaz at them. And they mad at it. That's all it is. We back at it to spaz at them and they mad at it. So with that being said, man, I hope everybody's doing good today. I hope everybody's had a good day today. If you guys did or if you didn't, let me know down there in the comments below why or why not. Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe we can't talk about it. If y'all don't want to talk about it, that's cool too. But while you guys are at it, let me know where you guys are tapping in from, so I can shout out your country, your state, or your city. I've always thought it was interesting how we can all be in here on different platforms, different parts of the world, and still tap into the same exact program at the same exact time. Man, it's crazy to me, you know. It just goes to show you how far we've come with technology. You know, everybody's in this car without being in this car. We're all in this car together without being in this car together. That's what makes it crazy, man. It's like looking through a portal that you can't walk through. And I bet you within the next 20, 30, 50 years, in the next 30 to 50 years, I bet you we're going to be teleporting. We're going to have teleportation stations built up around the world. Where you go in there, you press a button, and boom, you're on the other side of the world. I guarantee you that's what it's going to be like. Because with the way technology's going, man, there's nothing that you can't do when you put your mind to it. So when you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want to do. You know, you can build whatever you want to build. You can make whatever you want to make. When you put your mind to it, you just have to be willing to be patient enough to do it. You know, not that it's never going to happen or you're never going to do it. You just have to be willing to be patient enough to do it. Then once you do it, you're going to feel rewarded for hanging in there and waiting and just working hard and just understanding that, dang, I finally did this, but I had to wait. The reward is much greater when you actually earn it than whenever it is given to you. Because when it's given to you, there's no meaning to it. There's no value. There was no sweat involved. There was no hard work, no effort, nothing, none of that sort involved when it's just given to you. But when you're patient, when you work constantly, when you're putting in that effort, day and night, that's when there's value to it. That's when you can sit there and say, yeah, I did this. I earned this. I got this. That's what's wrong with a lot of people today. They just want it handed to them. They don't want the work to be done. They want somebody else to do the work for them. And that's why this generation is going downhill. But we're not talking about that, though. We're not going to come up in here and talk about this generation. What are we talking about today in this episode? We're talking about how a lot of people want to give up when they're crawling through this tunnel called life. Yeah, a lot of people want to give up when they're crawling through this tunnel called life. And I know because I've been there before. You know, a lot of people say that you can only talk about the things that you've experienced in life. And whether that's true or not, most of the time I'd say it is. Just simply because if you don't have any experience in what you're talking about, how can you have any input in it? You know? Oftentimes when we're crawling through that tunnel called life, it gets hard, it gets dusty, it gets dirty, hard to breathe, hard to see the end, the light at the end of the tunnel, you know. Rocks falling down, it's a bumpy road, very tight crawl space, you get tunnel vision very easily in life. And it's easy to want to give up. It's easy to want to just say, screw this. I'm just going to sit here and suffocate in life. I'm just going to sit here and give up. But the thing is, if you really want to get out of that tunnel, you have to keep crawling. When you want to give up in life is whenever you have to keep crawling, because you'll never achieve anything in life if you give up. A lot of people, their dreams, they dissipate, they rot, they get corrosion, and they decay because they lose faith in their dream, in themselves as they're working towards it. They exhaust themselves to the point to where they don't feel like they can do it anymore. And that's how a lot of people are in life. They've lived life too long, they've gone through too much stuff to where they feel like they've exhausted themselves, that they can't live anymore. I know, I've been there before, you know, and it sucks because it feels like there's no other way. It feels like there's no other route you can take in life. It feels like you're stuck. It feels like you're trapped between a rock and a hard spot. And you really are, until you figure out a way to wiggle free. but you can't wiggle free unless you have the willpower to do so. If you don't have the willpower to do anything in life, you're not going to do anything at all. So when you feel like you are going to give up crawling through that tunnel, just look up, look straight and look up, and remember the tunnel at the end, the light. You're so close but so far away, and each step that you take is another step closer to the end, where you can embrace the light at the end. You can, my bad, y'all. You can embrace the light at the end. You can breathe that fresh air, even though you're coughing, you're choking on all that dust, hitting your head on rocks, scraping yourself on rocks, sharp rocks, crawling through on your stomach. Got all types of different injuries and stuff from them sharp rocks. You're crawling through there. But all that pain, all that suffering, it's all worth it at the end. Because then you can say, I kept going. I didn't give up. I kept it going. And I made it. Now, a lot of people get to say that because they chose to take the easy way out. They chose to just stop where they were and let the tunnel cave in on them. They stopped where they were and they suffocated from the dust. They stopped where they were and just decayed. They rolled over and said, I'm done. And that's why a lot of people take the easy way out, because they can't take the pressure. They can't take the pain or the suffering when you're crawling through that tunnel called life. But if you want to achieve anything at all, big or small, you got to take the pain. You got to take the suffering. You got to crawl over them hard-edged rocks, them sharp-edged rocks. You got to hit your head on the ceiling. You got to scrape your knees and your elbows. Once you get to the end, you won't feel that pain no more. You will remember what it felt like, but you won't feel it anymore. You will always remember what it felt like. If you forget what that pain felt like, you will forget where you came from. And when you forget where you came from is whenever you forget who you were, who you are, where you came from, how you came up. So don't give up. Just keep on trucking. And with that said, I'm out of here. Deuces.